Seems like every week we hear yet another story about a kid getting bullied. This young man has been bullied his whole life because of his ears. He's the sweetest kid. Now, what he doesn't know is that the man there in that picture is a world-renowned plastic surgeon who we've disguised as a stage manager. And right now, as you see them there, he is assessing him so he can do something to change his life. Now, we're going to meet both of them in just a few minutes. But first, this is an incredible story. Most sets of twins spend the majority of their lives trying to create their own identity to be different than the other twin. Well, my first guests are twins who have trouble convincing people that they are even related. Watch this. James Kelly is black, academic, and gay. Daniel Kelly is white, didn't enjoy school at all, and is straight. These differences wouldn't be significant at all if they were not also twin brothers. In a rare occurrence, their interracial parents' genes did not combine in the usual way. But what makes these twins unique also made them a target for vicious teasing and taunting during their childhood. At one point, the bullying got so bad, the police actually had to be called. But as brothers and twins, they had each other's backs, and they learned to embrace being different. Now they hope to bring help and hope to other kids who fall prey to the bullies who torment them. Please welcome, all the way from London, England, James and Daniel. How are you? Nice to meet you. Thanks for coming. Have a seat, guys.
Thank you.
So, tell me about the bullying. What actually got so bad that the police had to be called?
With the bullying, it started off as racial abuse, just words and people.
Just racial abuse.
Okay,
That's enough.
Yeah, racial abuse. It just started off with words. And
Who got the abuse?
I got most of the abuse.
From whom?
Just kids in my school, older kids in my school.
Was it? We say African American, but you guys are from London. So was it black kids or was it white
no,
kids?
it was white kids at my school. The school we went to was most white kids. There was rarely black kids or ethnic kids there.
And so white kids were bullying you for
being black, I think.
You think?
I'm not sure why they bullied me. They were just kids, being stupid.
And eventually the police had to be called?
Yes, when it started becoming physical abuse.
Oh.
Yes.
You were struck?
Yes, quite a few times by the older people. When I got a little angry with them, they decided to hit me, and a few of them decided to hit me, and it got worse.
Did you have to come to his aid?
Yeah, that's when I would get involved and stick up for him and tell them to just back off and leave him alone.
And?
And then they started on me, and I was just like with him most of the time, like behind his back and making sure they'd leave him alone.
Now, my understanding is that a lot of the time in your guys' lives, you've spent trying to convince people that you're related. I mean, you do look very different.
Yeah.
Tell me about that. You're smirking at that. You're smiling.
Well, some people think that maybe Daniel's the adopted one when we're actually brothers, and we're just like, no.
You're not just brothers, you're
twins.
twins.
Yeah, we're brothers,
Yes.
we're twins. We may be black and white, but we're still brothers and twins, yeah.
And then you have a different sexual orientation too, is that right?
Yeah, I'm gay and he's straight.
Has that been an issue for you guys?
That's not really been an issue.
Not at all. Since I came out 2 years ago, family was a bit shocked, but they were supportive and...
It's a great case for the genetics of sexual orientation.
Is it?
Well, yes, it is. I mean, there's a lot of evidence that a big portion of sexual orientation has a genetic basis to it. And you guys are sort of a little mini scientific little petri dish of race and sexual orientation. But that has not been an issue with your peers, though.
No, not at all. All of my friends are still okay with it.
My understanding that you guys have had documentaries made about you. Is that correct?
Yes, when we were little, we had quite a few documentaries, and we'd be in the newspapers quite a lot for being black and white twins, and then having other twins in our family as well. And then when we got older, I think around 10, 12, we had a documentary just about us. And then 15, we was in the newspaper again. And then just recently, we had a documentary done on us and other twins that are black and white in the UK.
So as a result of these documentaries, I think of you guys as life changers. You're able to, raise these issues, support other kids that are being bullied, talk about race, talk about sexual orientation. And we have a guy we're going to bring out a little bit later who's been bullied because of how he looks.
Yeah.
And he's a great kid, and I hope you'll be his life changer today, along with another surprise I have for him. So I asked James and Daniel to be the life changer for my next guest. He is a 10-year-old, and at the ripe old age of 10, he has already endured years of bullying. And you're going to meet him right after this. Welcome back. Now, before the break, twins James and Daniel told us about the bullying they'd been subjected to growing up. My next guest is living that nightmare right now, and he reached out to me for help. You got to see this.
I hate going to school. People talk about me for my big ears. Kids are mean. They call me big ears, monkey ears, Santa Claus little helpers, an alien, and I'm Dumbo the elephant, and I can fly with my ears. They run up behind me and flick my ears. It hurts, especially when they pull on it.
His whole life, Josiah has been pointed at, laughed at by kids and adults.
My big sister tries to stand up for me.
It makes me so mad when I hear kids making fun of Josiah.
She like yells at them, fights.
I tell them that he's my brother and I tell them they need to stop it.
All I do all day is try to not get bullied or teased.
He stays in the stalls, in the restroom, when the other kids are in there, just until the whole restroom clears out, because he doesn't want them to talk about him.
I don't tell my mom what happened because I think she doesn't understand what I go through.
When I put myself in that place just to be in that stall and waiting for everybody to leave, it's hard.
I think that my mom wants to help me control the teasing and the bullying because she knows that I'm gonna go through this like forever.
He's my little brother and I don't want to see him go through things like that.
It makes me feel sad, angry.
How can people be so cruel?
I feel that I'm the only one that goes through this because I'm like the only one with big ears. I don't know what to do now. Sometimes I wish I was not born.
Please welcome Josiah, his mom DeShannon, and older sister Amariah. Guys, welcome. You all right? Josiah, do your mom and sister help you out when you get bullied?
Yes, they help me out a lot.
Do they?
Like when I get talked about and when I get bullied and teased.
Mom, I see you on the verge of tears just watching that tape. Is it sad or does it make you angry?
It's sad. It hurts me a lot to see how much, how deep that wound is. I didn't really realize that it was that deep.
When did he start talking to you about it?
Probably about the last 3 or 4 years, he started really coming out when kids start.
Is that when it started, like 3 years ago?
The bullying started when, as soon as I was, alive and walking and stuff.
So early.
Yeah.
You're almost crying too, Amariah. Aren't you angry?
Yes.
You're sad and angry.
Yes.
How'd you first find out about it?
We were on the bus one morning and it was like flapping his ears and just talking about them and I had to tell him to stop.
How old was he?
He was probably 9.
Josiah, they flap your ears?
They will flap my ears just to think it's funny and just to make me sad or mad.
Did you ever at first kind of go along with it, thinking, oh, they're gonna just, you know what I mean? Is there a way you tried to diffuse it or manage it, or did you have to get just hurt and angry right from the beginning?
It will be hurt and angry. It feels like I'm not in this world.
I mean, like you feel like you're watching things as a dream kind of feeling? Oh my gosh. What have you tried to do to help him?
All I can try to do as a mom, I just try to encourage him, throughout the years and just say, let's just try our best to deal with it, because I never knew a way out. I never knew.
Does he ever manifest behavioral responses to this? Does he ever get in trouble because of all this?
Yeah, he lashes out.
Physically?
Physically at school.
What have you done?
I have
What's the worst you've done?
I have just talked out loud and start screaming at a person and almost about to fight.
And does the principal or the teachers get involved then?
Sometimes they'll back me up, and sometimes
They'll
I'll
back
just
you up.
push them away from me and try to get to the person that's talking about me.
So do they understand the bullying that's going on? They're aware at school?
Some of the teachers understand.
Some?
Yeah, some of them. I mean, because he'll come back with a 0 and I say, what happened? And he'll tell me, well, the kid kept talking about me, so I yelled at him And I said, well, what did the teacher say? He said, she told me to sit down.
Amarai, you're how old now?
12.
12 years old, and you look just stricken by this. And this is a lot to deal with at 12, right? You shouldn't be dealing with this. Again, I'm angry. Aren't you guys angry?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you ever talk to these kids' parents?
Yeah, a lot of times I'll go, on the playground, I'll approach the parents, and, they tell their kids right then and there to stop, but that doesn't work. The parents are not around.
Josiah, do you have friends?
Right now, I have like one friend.
Is he a good friend? Who's your best friend?
His name is like Alexander.
Alexander. Should we say hi to him? You want to say hi to Alexander?
He's not in here.
No, but I mean through the camera. You can say to him out there, out in the world. Say hi, Alexander.
Hi.
Do you have trouble making friends?
It's hard. It's complicated just to make friends because there's sometimes they'll tell me to back away from them and they say, I don't know you or something. And
You know the other thing about this kid? He's got like model good looks. And for him, doesn't he? He's like this striking kid. And he's a sweet kid. And for him to feel worthless because of something as ridiculous as his ears, I mean, not that it's ridiculous, but it's that they make such a deal out of nothing.
Yeah. And as a mom, that's the only thing I have. Like I would say, well, they can't say that you're not handsome. So I said,
Right?
That's the only thing they have.
That's
I
the
try
thing
to
that's like,
use that.
it's almost, I wonder if they're a little threatened by him. It's like, you know what I mean? It's like they're gonna knock him
Yeah.
down a couple notches for some reason. Have you ever thought about fixing his ears?
Yeah, I've tried.
What happens?
The insurance doesn't cover it.
Because it's a cosmetic
Yeah,
procedure.
they said it's cosmetic.
And I imagine it's
so
terribly expensive.
It is.
How much do you think it would cost?
The last time I researched it, it was over 10,000.
How much?
Over 10,000.
$10,000 to fix his ears. Oh my God. Have you wished for that sometimes?
Yes.
Is that your Christmas wish some years? Is it? You would literally wish Santa Claus would bring him an operation?
Yes.
Well, okay. Well, Josiah, I do have some life changes I want you to meet after the break. So we're going to keep talking about this, so stay with us. We're giving away lots of incredible life-changing stuff in our Watch and Win sweepstakes. Check out today's word of the day, then log in to drdrew.com for details on how you can win. And welcome back. Now, Josiah is 10 years old and getting bullied because of the size of his ears. Now, I brought back James and Daniel, my life changers, and they have dealt with bullying because of their race. They are twins, and you look more Caucasian. You look more what we call African American, but you're not American. So we just say black in London.
Yeah.
Black, and you're gay. You're straight.
Yes.
And have you been listening backstage to Josiah's story?
Yes, we
Yeah.
have.
What do you guys have to offer him?
Personally, I got really angry listening to the story.
did
It made
too.
me angry and sad
Yeah.
just because I kind of know how it feels to be bullied. But for you, I would just say no one's perfect and everyone has a problem with themselves. They might not admit it, might say they're perfect, but they're not. And they feel bad when they say stuff and they'll go home and they'll think about it and get sad. And then they realize, oh my God, I'm not perfect. Why do I do that? And you just have, when you grow up, you're going to realize that you're a good-looking kid, you've got so much to offer, and these people are just stupid.
So I think what I hear you saying is that he will have the last laugh, so
Yeah,
to
he
speak.
really will.
Is that this will pass, and when he is grown, these kids will look like very small people
Yes,
to him.
they really will.
You had something for him also, James?
I think that as you grow older, you're going to feel more confident. You'll get over it. You may have something they don't like about yourself, but
Let me ask you
It doesn't
this.
matter.
If you could have spoken to yourselves back in 5th grade, here's a representation of that. What would you tell yourselves now as you know yourselves to be today?
I would just say, Daniel, turn the other cheek. They're not worth it, and you wasted so much time and so much of your education trying to fight back against these bullies.
And worrying about these idiots.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just a waste of time.
Waste of time. What would it mean to you, Josiah, if, say, your ears got fixed? How would that make things different?
it will make things different a lot because I wouldn't get talked about that much, and I wouldn't have to go through what I go through now.
So you think that would stop the bullying? I imagine that would mean a lot to you, because it'd be nice to just turn that off, wouldn't it?
Yes, it would.
It's hard. I mean, I get very angry when I hear his story. Your mom was crying, Allison. Oh, I see the moms are gathering together here. Mom to mom, what should we be doing? What would you tell DeShannon to do about this situation? Because we've got a younger kid here, and this can become an at-risk kid because of all this nonsense.
Well, not just yourself, but I think other parents actually need to go to the principals and they need to communicate more and explain the damage that these bullies are doing.
DeShannon, are the educators responsive? Can you get them to really do something, or is it so covert they can't?
Yeah, I mean, everything that's being said right now, I have done that. I mean, I have gone to the schools. Even on last week, which was his first day at the new school, the teacher said, "Is there anything I should be worried about?" And that was the first thing I told her.
Is he at a new school because of the bullying? He's
he's
had
at
to
a new
leave his school because he was bullied out of his school. Is it as bad at the new school?
It's very bad.
Very bad. Ooh, it makes you sad. Is this the school where you hide in the bathroom?
It was the other school, now it's starting to be this school now.
So you actually hide in the stalls to hide away from other kids?
Sometimes I'll cry and cry until I don't have any tears left, just to get away from the new kids and stuff.
Wow. I heard a story where he asked you, Mom, if he's human. Did he mean it? Tell me about that.
He came home from school one day and he asked me if he asked if he was a human being, and I said, "Why are you asking me that?" And he said, "Because the kids at school, they refer to me as an alien."
DeShannon, that must have cut through you like a knife.
Yeah. It really hurts. It really hurts when you don't know what else to say. Like, I mean.
Oh, buddy, come here. Move over, you guys. I gotta sit next to this gentleman. You slide over. I'll sit in the middle. I'll sit in the middle. Oh, goodness gracious. Come here. Come here, you. Allison, you got Mom? All right, I got Josiah. Okay. This has got to be changed, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, first of all, this is a wake-up call, hopefully, for everybody at home about bullies. It's not superficial. It's not just kids being kids. It's violence, okay? And we all have to get involved in putting a stop to this. Now, it costs $10,000 to have his ears done?
Yeah, that was just roughly, that's not even the hospital cost.
Well, I want to introduce you to someone. You've actually met him earlier. He was dressed a little different. His name is Dr. John Diaz, and he's a world-renowned plastic surgeon. Please welcome Dr. Diaz. Come on in. You take this by young man now. What's up, Josiah? Recognize him? He was the stage manager an hour ago. No, this guy's got magic in his hands. He can do magic. What are the magic we have to offer this young man?
It's such an incredible, touching story, and I feel so privileged to have the opportunity to do this for you.
What is it you're going to do?
We're going to do what's called an otoplasty. That's the procedure that refers to correction of prominent
We're going to
ears.
fix your ears, Josiah. We're going to do this. Okay? Put a stop to all this. Don't you need a hug too? Will you, Allison, will you please hug her? We're going to put a stop to this. Okay? This has got to stop. And this is an easy one. There's a lot of not so easy ones back out there in everyone's home. This one we're going to put a stop to. Thanks to Dr. Diaz. This is truly a life-changing intervention. So tell us how you're going to do this.
Well, this is it's actually relatively complicated because the skin over the ear is so thin that any little change you do in the cartilage has to be perfect. Otherwise, you can make the deformity look worse with irregular contours or unnatural contours. So we're gonna take care of this.
So we're going to make it look like that. More like this.
That's right.
Yeah. It's a good thing, yeah? You excited?
Yes.
Come on, you. Come on now. All right. I feel like I would like to hug you, if you wouldn't mind, just to give you a congratulations. This will hopefully change this. Hopefully. If it doesn't, if there's still, he may still have some behavior stuff afterwards, and because he's been going through this a long time. So but then you can look at that more directly and not have it be about this.
Thank you.
Okay, so a reminder, people at home, this one we could fix, but I know every one of you know people out there, know kids or know bullies or kids that are being bullied. This is violence. This is not okay. Look, this is just a tiny example, one example of what is pandemic out there. Watch your kids' social networking. Stay on top of your kids about bullying or being bullied. It's not a simple or small matter. This one we're going to fix. You stay on top of the ones at home, and we'll be right back. Need a job? We are partnering with LinkedIn and America's top companies, putting America back to work. We want to hook you up. Go to drdrew.com to submit your resume. I want to thank all of my guests, and especially Dr. John Diaz, for these changes he's making for my guests. A big deal. But it's time now for a small change. All month, viewers have been sending in their stories of how a small change could make a big difference in their lives. Today's email comes from Claire Dehan from Niles, Michigan. Claire is a single mother of 2, and she has a heart condition. She lost her health insurance when she lost her job and cannot afford the $200 plus she needs for her medication every month. Claire, we're going to pay for your medication for 2 months. All you got to do, please call us at our 800 number as soon as possible so we can make this happen. Now, if you want the chance to get a small change, do not hesitate. Go to drdrew.com, click on Small Changes, and tell us how a small change could impact your life. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time on Life Changers.